Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name's Dee. I'm the host of a professionally diagnosed DID system of 23 and I'm also a qualified counsellor. And with that being said, let's jump straight into today's video. Hi peeps, welcome back to our YouTube channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name's Peter. I'm a protector in a professionally diagnosed DID system of 23, and I'm here today because I want to film a short video for you all and just give you a brief rundown on alters and types of alters within a DID system. So, with that being said, we're going to jump straight into it. Hosts. So, host is, I guess, the alter or the part that fronts the most and deals with day-to-day life. Normally, they don't deal with the trauma side of the DID. They just function to do everyday tasks like cooking, cleaning, working, whatever needs to be done. They run basically day-to-day life. Some hosts can change over time. We've had 4 or 5 hosts in our 40 years of life. And sometimes we have, at the moment, we have 2 or 3 kind of running the show, because our main host stepped back about 6 months ago, prior to cancer treatment starting. So we're kind of like got a couple of different hosts at the moment. Protectors, me. So they can be internal and external. So they can protect in internal and external ways. So by external, I mean there may be protectors that focus on protecting outside family members, and internally, they're protecting the host and other alters or parts within the system. So there's many different types of protectors. Sexual protectors, they deal with sexual things. So whether that's intimacy, engaging in sex, or preventing and controlling sexual experiences. They exist purely for that purpose. There's physical protectors, so they might protect the person physically, verbally. Emotional protectors tend to, they can block emotions from coming through to protect the host or other parts of the system, or they may hold certain emotions so that others in the system or the host doesn't have to hold them or feel them. So we have a part that holds sadness, and every time we get a little sad and it starts getting overwhelmed, that part will show up and be active. And that's because that part is protecting, I guess. And yeah, they're an emotional protector. That's their role. There's caregivers. They're a type of protector that looks after the littles in the system. So we have Sage, and Sage looks after all the small parts, littles, the traumatized parts. She'll look after situations that arise where all of us get overwhelmed. She will tend to kind of step in and deal with them. Caregivers like to make sure that, you know, the littles inside are safe. They're not going to front when it's not appropriate for them to front. So say like an adult driving a car, you know, the caregiver's role would be, I guess, to make sure the littles don't front while the adult or the host is driving or at work or whatever. There's gatekeeper parts, which can also, I guess, protect and control those aspects of who fronts, who goes in and out, you know, of fronting. Gatekeepers hold and keep memories, and they can control what memories come through and what memories don't, because they're protecting, I guess, the host or others in the system from overwhelming or traumatizing memories that are going to be too much for them. So they protect in that way. You know, protectors have various roles. They can help manage rage, anger, shame. The sexual protectors, the emotional protectors, the caregivers, like it's all lots of different things, but their main role is to protect. I guess every altar in a system is created to protect. So I guess everyone in their own way is a protector. There's persecutors. These are parts that hold a distorted view of reality. They like to disrupt progress, like healing progress. They like to disrupt and self-sabotage. Some of them can self-harm. They like to punish other alters at times, especially if they disclose abuse after being told not to disclose abuse as a child by the abusers. We have a introject persecutor that, when we opened up and disclosed some abuse in therapy, decided to come out and cause some frightening hallucinations for us. And I guess that was the self-sabotage, the distorting reality, just trying to disrupt our healing progress and punishing us for speaking out and disclosing our abuse. But in saying that, that part did that because they have a protective reason in doing so. You know, often their actions, there's a reason behind their actions and what they do, and I guess the ultimate goal is protection. It's just done in dysfunctional, misguided ways. I have a whole video on my channel called Introjects and Persecutors in a DID System, which goes into all of that in greater detail. But yeah, they're probably the main types of alters that you would encounter in a DID system. You know, as I said, it's just a brief rundown, just a quick introduction on the different types of alters you can get. There's a whole heap more, like fictives, factives, as I said, introjects, non-human, all of that. But yeah, that would make for a very long, detailed video, and we just wanted to give a short overview. So with that being said, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a like, comment, share, consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already, and we thank you for the support. We appreciate every one of you that stops by and watches our videos to the end, and we hope you stay safe and have a lovely day or night wherever you are in the world. And until next time, take care, guys. Peace.